Hello dear friends. I have collected classic film titles to describe the collapse of the financial system. It is said the sinking of the Titanic was a conspiracy. Maybe this is a conspiracy too. Awakening is good, but insomnia is bad. Opinion piece. Immersion. The sinking. Titanic banking. The longest day. It's not working. Ungreased axles. Galactic rescue. Universal Jubilee. This is the end. This is going down the drain. Don't get impatient. Financial meltdown. The ship is sinking. Life jackets. Cutting freedoms. Galactic lifeguards. Shipwreck of the system. Transcendental wake. From here to eternity. The fall will be harder. Ailing machines. Emergency patches. Tired old horse. Screeching gears. Safety versus freedom. Brace for impact. Twilight of the banks. Debt restructurings. Let's start. We are beyond the point of needing to convince anyone that Western financial system is collapsing. People see every day with bank failures, food inflation and the credit crunch. The collapse of the Western financial system has significant and far-reaching implications for both individuals and the global economy as a whole. Here are some possible consequences. If the financial system collapses, the economy as a whole is likely to experience a collapse. The collapse of the banking system could result in a lack of liquidity, leading to the suspension of lending, rising interest rates, and a fall in the stock market. The collapse of the Western financial system would have serious economic and social consequences worldwide. First, it could trigger the global economic crisis that would affect all sectors of the economy, from businesses to individual consumers. This is because the financial system is the heart of the global economy, and any failure in it can have cascading effects throughout the system. Moreover, the collapse of the financial system could also lead to a social crisis, as many people rely on financial services for their daily needs, such as paying bills, shopping and receiving wages. If the system were to collapse, there would be a large number of people without access to basic financial services, which could exacerbate existing social and economic inequalities. There could also be a significant geopolitical impact if the Western financial system were to collapse. The US and Europe are the world's major financial centers, and their collapse could weaken the global position of these countries, which could have long-term implications for the world economy and politics. In short, the collapse of the Western financial system has serious economic, social and geopolitical consequences worldwide, and it is important that action is taken to protect global financial stability. Portal 55. A Transcendental week. Vesak full moon with lunar eclipse and the Taurus portal 55 on May 5th, the Scorpio full moon celebrates the awakening of the Buddha. We are in the final stages of the path to a new reality, says Celia Fenn. Brace yourself for the impact, for those times are coming for which you are prepared, not yet just this lifetime, but you have prepared for this for many lifetimes, says Archangel Michael through James McConnell. You have prepared for this from the time you volunteered. Lifetime after lifetime, you have moved on this planet creating three-dimensional evolution. But now You are all here to create the new evolution of fourth and fifth dimensional experience. Do not be impatient, says Nick Hammett. Everything is in beautifully orchestrated divine timing. There is a grand plan for the unfoldment of humankind's consciousness. No one knows it in the being, form, or spirit, knows the exact time and manner in which it will unfold. That is up to all of us. Each one is adding to this momentum of transformation to beautiful human being by simply calling in more and becoming the love that you are. In the coming weeks, the next step of change will come to fruition, says the Creator through Jennifer Farley. It will be imperative to keep in mind that each being will experience this in a different way, and each of you will step out of who you were and become who you will be. Be patient and kind to yourself and to your fellow beings. Do not panic. The course of your evolution will not follow a predicted path, says Sophia Love. Get used to the idea that you are entering new territory, and that means you are drawing maps as you travel. The journey is yours alone. This is uncharted territory for all travelers. This journey has not been done before, not with the same population, not with the same frequency, not with the same destination. Financial reset. It is likely that in such a scenario, some kind of global financial reset would be needed to regain stability and restore confidence in the system. A financial reset could involve measures such as debt restructuring, the nationalization of banks and other financial institutions, the creation of new regulations and rules to prevent future crises, and possibly the implementation of a new global currency to replace the current monetary system. However, a global financial reset is an extremely complex and difficult process to achieve. It would require the support and cooperation of all nations and the world's major financial players to achieve, and would have to address a wide range of economic, political, and social factors. Debt restructuring. Debt restructuring doesn't imply total debt cancellation or universal Jubilee. Instead, it refers to the renegotiation of the terms of the debt to make it more sustainable for the debtor and to reduce the risk of default. Debt management could involve a variety of measures, such as extending payment terms, reducing interest rates, converting debt into another currency, or issuing new bonds to replace existing debt. In some cases, restructuring could also include a reduction in the amount of debt to be repaid. As for the universal Jubilee promised by heaven, it is an idea that proposes the total global debt forgiveness. This proposal has complex ethical and political suggestions and is likely to be implemented on a large scale. In short, debt restructuring refers to measures to renegotiate the terms of existing debt to make it more sustainable and reduce the risk of default. Two reset models. There are two models of financial reset. The Davos Forum model, based on a central bank digital currency, which remains fiat, and the White Hat model, based on the demise of fiat money, to be replaced by money backed by precious metals and hard assets. Which of the two will prevail? The Davos Forum model, which is based on a central bank digital currency, seeks to take advantage of new technologies and digitalization to improve the efficiency and transparency of the financial system, and could provide an alternative to current fiat currencies. On the other hand, the White Hat model, which relies on backing the currency in precious metals and other hard assets seeks to provide greater stability and security in the value of the currency, reduce inflation, and protect purchasing power. Both models have advantages and disadvantages, and it is possible that the global financial reset would have elements of both models. For example, a hard asset-backed digital currency could provide the efficiency and transparency of the Davos model combined with the stability and security of the white hat model. Ultimately, the decision on which model will prevail depends on a wide variety of unknown factors, including the interests of key financial and political actors, public acceptance, and the ability to implement and maintain the chosen system over the long term. Security. In general, any change in the financial system will have both positive and negative effects on citizens' freedom, and it is important to carefully weigh these effects before making decisions. On the one hand, a shift towards a more stable financial system could provide greater economic and financial security for citizens, reduce volatility in markets, and greater stability in the value of the currency. This could enhance citizens' freedom by reducing financial uncertainty and providing a greater degree of security in their financial transactions. On the other hand, any changes in the financial system could also have negative effects on citizens' freedom, especially if measures are implemented that limit access to certain types of financial assets or restrict the free movement of capital. Moreover, some citizens may perceive the change as a threat to their economic and financial freedom, especially if they are used to a certain level of freedom in financial markets. In short, the shift to a different financial system would have both positive and negative effects on citizens' freedom, and it is important to carefully weigh these effects before making decisions. Any change in the financial system should seek to balance the objectives of financial stability and citizens' economic freedom. Totalitarism. The loss of basic and constitutional human rights and freedom is a matter of concern in many countries around the world, and it is important to be aware of these risks and to work to protect and defend these rights. However, it is important to keep in mind that the loss of human rights and freedoms in plural doesn't mean that we are moving towards a totalitarian system akin to communism. Communism is a specific political and economic system characterized by public ownership of the means of production and centralized planning of the economy. Although it has been applied in different forms in different countries, communism has been criticized by many for its history of human rights abuses and restrictions on individual freedom. However, loss of freedoms and human rights can also occur in other political and economic contexts, including capitalist and democratic systems. It is important to be alert of the risk of loss of freedoms in any political context and to work to protect and defend these fundamental rights. This can include active participation in the political process, defending freedom of expression, and fighting corruption and abuse of power. Freedom. Respect for human freedom is undoubtedly an important issue and an unfinished business in many aspects of today's society. Individual freedom is a fundamental human right that should be respected and protected by all societies and governments, regardless of culture, religion, or political beliefs. However, respect for individual freedom is often threatened by a variety of factors, such as lack of education, poverty, discrimination, and violence. In many countries, freedom of expression, freedom of the press, freedom of association, and freedom of peaceful assembly are limited or even denied. In addition, increased state surveillance and control in the name of national security or the fight against terrorism can also jeopardize individual freedom. It is important that all societies work together to guarantee and promote individual freedom throughout the world. This means promoting education and tolerance, supporting equal rights and opportunities for all citizens, and protecting human rights in all circumstances. It is only through the promotion and protection of individual freedom that we can create a more just and equitable society for all. Market. It is said that the market system respects freedom because everyone is free to buy and sell what he wants or she wants. But this individual freedom is broken when big corporations monopolize the market and leave no room for personal initiative to do business. The market system is based on the idea of individual freedom and free choice for consumers and producers. However, when large corporations monopolize the market, there could be a limitation of individual freedom and entrepreneurship. A free market gives citizens the freedom to buy and sell whatever they want, without asking anyone's permission. But this freedom is lost when large corporations monopolize the market and create monopolies that leave no room for individual initiative. That is why I believe more in the small capitalism of the citizen than in the big capitalism of the multinationals. Monopoly and market concentration can lead to higher prices and lower quality of products and services, and limit the ability of consumers and producers to make informed, free, and autonomous choices. In addition, the power of large corporations can hinder the entry of new competitors and limit innovation and creativity. It is important that societies work to prevent monopoly and excessive market concentration through the effective enforcement of antitrust laws and the promotion of fair and open competition. In addition, promoting policies and programs that strengthen entrepreneurship and innovation can help counteract the market power of large corporations and foster a more diverse and dynamic economy. Ideals. Jesus is said to have preached a so-called spiritual communism based on love and respect when he talked a lot about love, equality, and social justice, while political communism has historically been based on dictatorship, repression, and the suppression of individual freedom. Peaceful and spiritual anarchism, such as promoted by Leon Tolstoy, is a less aggressive ideology that advocates equality, individual freedom, and non-violence as core values. In this sense, anarchism differs from communism, which is based on collective ownership of the means of production and the dictatorship of the proletariat. Anarchism, in its peaceful and spiritual form, can be seen as a utopia in the sense that it represents an ideal society, free of oppression and violence, which might be difficult to achieve in reality. However, it is also true that utopias can serve as a guide for action and social change and can inspire people to work for a more just and egalitarian society. Shelter. In the face of the coming economic storm, citizens can take a number of steps to protect themselves as best they can. Some of the actions that can be considered include saving and reducing expenses. It is important to save money and reduce non-essential expenses in order to have an emergency fund to deal with unforeseen situations. In addition, reducing expenses can also help to increase savings capacity. Budgeting and saving. It is important for people to know how much money they have, how much they spend, and what they spend it on. In this way, can be identified areas where they can save and put those savings into an emergency fund. Precious metals such as gold, silver, and platinum have traditionally been regarded as safe assets and safe havens in times of economic uncertainty. Historically, the value of gold and other precious metals has been maintained during periods of inflation or currency depreciation. However, as with any investment, there are risks, and the value of precious metals may fluctuate due to supply and demand, interest rates, inflation, and global economic and political conditions. Investing in real estate can provide regular income through rental income and long-term appreciation in value. In addition, the real estate market can be less volatile than other investment markets, and investors can have greater control over their property if they are not squatting illegally. However, investing in real estate also involves some risks, just as vacancy risk, maintenance and repair costs, and fluctuations in property prices. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.